For the past 3+ years, I've been using the Zoleo satellite communication device as my primary communication for backcountry travel, like backpacking and camping. But with so many advancements in satellite communication over the past few years, is the Zoleo still a viable option, and is it still relevant? I am actually an ambassador for Zoleo, so I'm not going to use this video to talk about a comparison or difference between devices like the Garmin InReach or even the iPhone SOS feature. What I want to share is just my genuine experience of using the Zoleo device for the past 3+ years. Now, satellite communication in the backcountry is more accessible than it's ever been in the past. These devices provide the opportunity to have access to life-saving features like being able to call SOS and get help from search and rescue. But they also provide other features that add convenience and a certain level of comfort to you and I as people who love spending time outside. But they also provide peace of mind to family and friends that are back at home. And I just honestly enjoy having the ability and the option to send and receive messages at any time, to be able to also pull updated weather reports for my specific location and to make better decisions for my trip based on the current weather, but also just to simply have the peace of mind with the SOS function on the device. So let's dig into my experience with Zoleo first, and then I want to talk about how the device and the service has changed since my last review that was shared in September of 2021. And what stands out to me the most is the consistency and the reliability of the device. In my time of using it, which is at least once per month or more, I've had very, very minimal issues with the unit. The only real issue that I've seen while I've been out on the trail is around check-in messages. A handful of times I've sent check-in messages that successfully send the "I'm okay" message to my check-in contacts, but the location was not able to be shared at the time. And I've been able to determine that this mostly happens when I'm in a tight desert canyon or I've just barely powered on the device and haven't waited long enough for the unit to gather my GPS location. So a lot of it is just user error in that case. In fact, the majority of my use of the Zoleo device is texting back and forth with my wife at the end of the day to check in and just see how things are going at home. The messaging here has been so reliable and fast that it often feels like I'm sending and receiving messages as fast as I would be at home with 5G cell service. And the Iridium satellite network has continually proven to show super fast connectivity, even in areas where there's less open sky, like a narrow desert canyon. Now, I've not had to use the SOS function of the device, and I hope to never have to, but I have had 2 people I know personally have to initiate SOS on their Zoleo devices within the last year, and there were a few lessons learned from those experiences. Now, my best friend called out on his device that had the result of a member of his group being lifted out of a desert canyon by helicopter. What was really nice about this experience, even though it was unfortunate for there to be a rescue, is that my friend was able to provide updates to the emergency response partner by text message on what was happening in real time with the person in his group. And that actually changed the rescue plan for search and rescue. And I think that's one of the biggest benefits of the progressive SOS feature that Zoleo provides. The ability to communicate with the emergency response center in real time on what is happening can make rescues more effective and allow for search and rescue to be better prepared for what to expect when they arrive on the scene. That being said, the lesson learned here was that once you initiate SOS, your device and your phone are going to quickly run through the battery because your devices are now in a full active mode, meaning that the Zoleo device is checking for messages much more often and updating your location to the response center. And because the interface for texting takes place through the Zoleo app on your phone, your phone battery is going to deplete faster as well, which is just a good reminder that you've got to have your devices fully charged when you leave for a trip, and make sure that you've got a battery bank to charge your devices as well. Now, I should also note that the SOS function of the Zoleo device is not dependent on your phone to function. You can certainly initiate SOS on the device without your phone, and your location will still be shared, and search and rescue will still come get you. There's just no way for you to update them on your current status, or for you to get information on an ETA for the rescue. Now, another example of an SOS situation that took place this year was a family member of mine, actually, that was hiking in southern Utah, and by all accounts had done all of the right things to take care of himself on his hike. But he ultimately became dehydrated and was flirting with some serious stuff around heat exhaustion. He was able to use his device to text back and forth with his mom about what was happening, but then he ultimately decided that he needed more help. So he went ahead and initiated SOS on his device and was able to get help in a very short period of time. And my reason for sharing this is I think often we hear people talk about these satellite devices and the features they provide, but when it comes to SOS, like, how often does that actually happen? And can you rely on it to do what it's supposed to do when you need it to? And in the case of the two people that I know personally, the reliability and function of the device did exactly what it needed to do to get them the help that they needed. All right. Let's talk features now, because there have been some pretty substantial changes in features offered by Zoleo since the last time I shared my experience with the device. In the past year or so, Zoleo has released at least 3 key feature updates that you could argue are game changers in the satellite communication industry. The first one, which is I think the biggest deal, is a new feature called Medical Assist. Medical Assist is a service that's included in all Zoleo plans, and it allows you to get access by satellite messages to medical professionals to help you work through non-emergency medical situations that are taking place when you're out in the backcountry. So texting back and forth with medical professionals who can give you the best advice could help you in your decision making, or even just give you things to look for in your symptoms should things progress and get worse. I think having this feature available is a literal game changer and is going to help reduce the number of unnecessary rescues that take place. Now, the next update that has come about is around check-in messages. And it's the fact that check-in messages are now free and unlimited. It used to be that check-in messages counted against your allotted number of messages on your plan, but that's not the case anymore. The only time a check-in message costs any additional money is if you have turned on the Location Share Plus feature that allows for automatic check-in messages to be sent to your check-in contacts on a set interval. Now, the check-in message feature is one area where I think some additional changes could be made. Currently, there's only one message that can be sent, and it says, "I'm okay." And then it shares your GPS location if you have that toggled on. But I would love to see Zoleo make the ability to have 2 to 3 different messages that could be sent through the Zoleo app that are a bit more custom, I guess. For example, they could be, "I'm okay," "I'm in camp and safe," or "I am back at my car and headed home." Something that allows you to send a quick message to your 5 check-in contacts without having to type out a custom message individually to your check-in contacts. Now, lastly, there is now an option called Share Map. This allows for you to share a URL on social media or with friends and family or whoever that allows anyone with the URL to see and follow your location. And this is a nice way for you to share your location and the progress of your trip without using the Location Share Plus feature that sends the automatic updates to your check-in contacts. So maybe you're out on a short through hike and you want your family to be able to see the progress of your hike, which is often something people want to follow. And that's what the Share Map feature allows for people to do. But what I also like about this feature is you're able to set an expiration date for the URL. So it becomes inactive, and those who had the URL can no longer follow your location after it expires. So at the end of the day, I think it's really important with a device like this to do your research and decide on what you personally need the device to do for you. I think in some cases, a lot of the features that are offered by a satellite device are something that may be looked at as overkill for one, but be exactly what another person is looking for. And the benefit of there being many different options on the market makes it possible for you to check all of the boxes of what you need a device to do for you. But what I appreciate about Zoleo though, is that they are continually working on providing the best user experience possible. They're also always working on new features that add value to the overall user experience. And this is what I love about Zoleo. The app is super easy to use. The device is consistently reliable, and after close to 4 years of using this device at this point, it's in amazing condition. It's handled being dropped, drug across rocks, and being dropped in the water. It's just a solid option for a satellite communication device that's also at a really nice price point. So let me know down in the comments what satellite communication device you are using and what your experience has been with it. Thanks for watching today, everyone. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later.